It's so easy to go in the NFL from hero to GOAT. This is Tim, this New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. Oh, the Giants drop. I'm not even going to say a heartbreaker because heartbreaker is not even the word for it. They just fell off the planet. The last 8 minutes of that game, or even the last 25 seconds, or whatever you want to call it, was just pathetic. Was just pathetic and pitiful. And the fact that the New York, I said this 3 weeks ago. Why the Giants did not go out and sign a veteran quarterback just to the practice squad. I even half jokingly said Carson Wentz or even Nick Foles. Just sign a backup quarterback, any backup quarterback, a professional backup quarterback. Sign him to a veteran minimum. Not even sign him to a veteran minimum because you give him that to stay out. You sign him to the practice squad, and then you bring him on the roster at a veteran minimum. Tyrod Taylor goes down with the rib injury early into the game. Here comes the late, great Tommy DeVito. Not late, because, well, he might be late to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Coming into his first NFL game, 2 for 7 for -1 yards. People were scrambling to find out that if any team at that point in time had ever won a game with a negative passing yards, and of course, Online Big Blue already knew that, and I believe it was in 2006 that the Houston team beat the Raiders with negative passing yards. So it wouldn't have been the first time in NFL history. But you brought in a quarterback. You have a quarterback on your roster that you're not even going to let him throw the ball. I understand the weather. I understand that is a top defense. But when you totally eliminate the passing game, when you totally take the passing game away, and you rely on Saquon Barkley, 36 carries for 128, 3.6 yards a carry. It reminds me of the old Butch Woolfolk game in 1983 against the against the Dallas Cowboys, where he then set a record of 43 carries for like 154 yards. And it was the 3-12-1 season, and Parcells just ran him like a dog because of the fact that he that's all he had. He had no other choice. And poor Butch, I remember they interviewed him, he's sitting by his locker, and he just said, "I'm tired. I'm tired." But you don't look, I don't get what Daboll's doing. Daboll, coach of the year, greatest guy in the world. But how do you not have a backup quarterback? How do you not have a professional backup quarterback just sitting on your practice squad? Can someone I've been asking this question now going on almost 2-3 weeks. And football is just one of those things that it's just a weird game. Kayvon Thibodeau, who's been the subject of so many things the last couple of weeks because of Carl Banks, has the game where he's got 3 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, 3 quarterbacks hits, 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 3, and he is making the plays of the game. He made the big sack at the end, but everyone seems to forget. It was his offsides penalty, which gave the Jets a free play, which stopped the clock. So the Jets marched all the way down in the field. They probably would have gotten one more playoff. There was no way they were going to get down that field in 17 seconds, snap the ball, and have more than like maybe 2 seconds left and have one just shot in the end zone. So in the NFL, you can go from a hero to GOAT within seconds. And that's what Kayvon did. Kayvon went from a hero to a GOAT. Was he the main reason we lost this game? No, not at all. But the problem is this. His offside penalty allowed them to get down the field and have 17 seconds left so they could get into range to kick the 35-yard field goal. The lack of... I understand that Shane and Daboll have talked about this in the fact that they don't want to go out and find, they don't want to go out and make trades. They don't want to go out and get rid of Saquon Barkley. They don't want to do this. But you're now 2-6. You got the Raiders, then you go into Dallas. You're not looking at a very friendly schedule. Even the Patriots are coming around a little bit. Even the Patriots are making that turn. So at the end of the day, you have to take a look at this because the trade deadline is on Halloween. which I find interesting. It's very apropos and very, very.
It's very spooky.
I love the sound effects. But it's just one of those things that you're going to have to figure. You're going to have to think about blowing this team up. You're going to have to think about moving some of these pieces and getting some draft choices, because right now at 2-6, it's just gone the wrong way, and it's gone the wrong way quick. I got to take a snapshot. I'm doing the screenshot while I'm doing this at the same time. But it's just now Tyrod Taylor went to the hospital. It looks like they're saying it's a rib injury. So more likely, if they took him to the hospital, it's going to be because he broke some ribs. But it's just one of those things that and I know, Shane is the genius. Shane is the boy wonder. Well, the boy wonder didn't go out and find us a backup quarterback. You have a 34-year-old quarterback who hasn't started a game since 2021, who has a history of injuries, and you have this feeling that he is going to make it through the rest of the time till you get Daniel Jones back or till you get another quarterback? You think that's what's going to happen? And I kept saying it. Why would and people just kind of blew me up. It's like, why don't we just sign a backup quarterback? Sign a backup quarterback. It's not that difficult. Now it's not going to be difficult because of the fact that the season is you're pretty much done. It's just disgusting because of the fact that it was it was a game that the Giants could have easily won. The defense was, the defense. I'm not saying the defense was going to be that great, but the defense against Zach Wilson was good because Zach Wilson's just not a good quarterback. It's a game that you should have came out and you should have really, really, made a statement. And the fact that you don't even let your quarterback throw, that's totally against Brian Daboll. That's totally against Joe Shane. It's just ugly. And it's ugly in the sense that you let your own team down because of the fact that you did not go out and find any type of back. You could have had a backup quarterback now almost 3 weeks into the system. Had him as your third string emergency quarterback because of the fact that you're allowed to do that in the NFL. He doesn't even count against a roster spot. But instead you decided that Tommy DeVito is the way to go. It's like one of those things. Are they really trying to lose the season? Are they really trying, because some people have that conspiracy. You always have those people with the conspiracy theories. Bigfoot's alive. The Loch Ness Monster didn't drown. The abominable snowman is hanging out with the Tooth Fairy. And the Giants want to get a higher draft choice because of the fact they didn't want to bring anyone in outside of Tommy DeVito. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We'll have a better video on Monday morning, so make sure you stay tuned for that. It's Halloween, so I don't know what else to tell you. That's all I got. I got to run upstairs. I got the beans and rice on the stove for dinner. So, at least we're gonna have a good meal with the thin pork chops. So again, as always, this is Tim. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to I can't even talk. I'm so mad. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'd be awesome.